Have you ever felt a shiver down your spine just thinking about the Titanic? That massive, silent giant resting on the ocean floor, holding 1,000 stories within its cold, iron heart. We all know the historical tragedy, the iceberg, the sinking. But what if I told you there's another story, a darker one, that begins where the history books end, a tale whispered among deep-sea explorers and salvage crews, a story of a ship that never truly died. This is the story of the whispers of the Titanic, a curse that latches onto anyone who dares disturb its watery grave. It all starts with a simple object, a small treasure pulled from the abyss. Imagine a diver, let's call him Alex, on a recovery mission. His lights cut through the crushing darkness, thousands of feet below the surface. He spots something glittering in the silt, a beautiful antique brooch, its gems still faintly catching the light. As his gloved fingers close around it, a strange feeling washes over him, colder than the deep ocean water. And then he hears it, a faint whisper seeming to come from all around him, a voice from the water itself. He shakes his head, blaming the pressure, the nitrogen in his blood. But the whispers don't stop. They follow him back to the surface, back to the research vessel. A constant, chilling murmur just at the edge of his hearing. The brooch, he soon realizes, wasn't just an artifact, it was a key, unlocking a door to something that should have remained buried. Back on the ship, the unease spreads like a virus. The crew, hardened professionals used to the strange sounds of the deep, start reporting things they can't explain. Faint cries for help, echoing through the hull of their own vessel. The sonar operators, staring at their screens showing the silent wreck miles below, swear they can hear banging. Desperate, frantic banging, as if someone is trapped inside the Titanic's decaying shell. They know it's impossible. The pressure down there would crush a human in an instant. There is no life, no air, nothing. Yet the pleas for help continue, a ghostly chorus rising from the bottom of the sea. The ship is silent, but it's not empty. The nights become the worst. One evening, a young technician is walking down a long, narrow corridor of the research vessel. He feels a sudden drop in temperature, his breath misting in the air. At the far end of the hall, he sees a figure, a woman, drenched from head to toe, her early 20th century dress clinging to her form, water pooling around her feet. She doesn't seem to see him. She just walks slowly, her eyes wide with a terror that has lasted over a century. As she passes, she mutters a single phrase, her voice a hollow echo. The water is still rising. He freezes, watches her turn a corner, and when he rushes to follow, she's gone. No wet footprints, no sign she was ever there. But the chilling words hang in the air, a reminder that for some, the sinking never ended. The team's high-tech equipment starts to betray them. They send remotely operated vehicles, or ROVs, to explore the interior of the wreck, their cameras feeding live footage back to the control room. The images are usually hauntingly beautiful chandeliers coated in rust, grand staircases now home to deep-sea creatures. But then, the footage flickers. For a split second, a face appears, pressed against the glass of a porthole that they know crumbled to dust decades ago. In another feed, from the promenade deck, they see hands, dozens of hands, banging against the windows from the inside, silently begging for release. The crew rewinds the footage, plays it back frame by frame, but the apparitions are gone. It's as if the ship itself is showing them flashes of its final moments, a ghostly replay of the panic and despair. The apparitions become more defined, more to personnel. Several crew members report seeing a man in a crisp, white naval uniform striding purposefully through the ship's labs and control rooms. He has an air of authority, a stern look on his face, and they can hear him giving orders in a clear, commanding voice. Maintain course. He'd bark, or all hands on deck. The first few times, they mistake him for one of the expedition leaders, but when one of the crew reaches out to tap his shoulder and ask who he is, their hand passes right through him. He vanishes like smoke. Research into the Titanic's crew manifest reveals his identity. An officer who famously went down with the ship, who swore he would never leave his post. And it seems he never did. He's still on duty, forever patrolling a ship that no longer exists. The call of the deep becomes literal and far more sinister. Another diver, preparing for a descent, starts hearing voices through his comm system. At first, it's just static, but then it clears, and he hears his own name being called. The voice is sweet, alluring, promising untold discoveries just a little deeper. The team in the control room hears nothing but silence. Against their frantic orders, the diver is compelled to follow the sound. He pushes his submersible deeper, past the safety limits, drawn by the invisible siren's call. As it ascends, the sweet voice begins to change. It twists, distorts, becoming a cacophony of terrifying screams. The last transmission from him is a single word, choked with fear. "They're all down here, ... Double quotes. His submersible was never recovered. The ocean and the Titanic had claimed another soul. Inside the wreck, time itself seems to be broken. An ROV camera focuses on a grandfather clock in what was once a first-class smoking lounge. Its hands are frozen, rusted in place. The team watches, mesmerized by the silent testament to the disaster. And then, the impossible happens. On T-screen, they see the minute hand twitch. It moves. The clock, which has been dead for over a century, starts ticking backward. It moves faster and faster, until it stops at exactly 11:40 p.m. The exact moment the lookout screamed, "Iceberg, right ahead," is a chilling message from the past. A moment frozen for eternity, replaying itself in the crushing darkness. The ship remembers its own death. Perhaps the most terrifying vision is witnessed in the ship's famous grand dining saloon. As an ROV glides through the cavernous space, the scene flickers. For just a few seconds, the decay and rust vanish. The room is fully restored, lit by brilliant chandeliers. The tables are set with fine china and full meals, and sitting at the tables are passengers, men and women in elegant evening wear, smiling, laughing, raising their glasses in a toast. It's a beautiful, ghostly tableau. Then, all at once, they all stop. Every single one of them freezes. Their smiles vanish, and in unison they turn their heads and stare directly into the ROV's camera. Their eyes are hollow, empty, and then, slowly, they all begin to sink, as if the floor has turned to water, their faces disappearing into the darkness, leaving the ROV alone again in the silent, ruined hall. The ship itself seems to cry out. A specialized acoustic sensor, left near the bow of the wreck, captures something that defies all scientific explanation. It's a sound recording, and on it, a single, high-pitched, drawn-out scream. It's not the groan of stressed metal or any known marine animal. Audio experts analyze it, and their conclusion is unanimous. It sounds human, and more disturbingly, it sounds recent, as if someone hears something, is still trapped within the cold, metal walls of the hull, screaming into the void. A final, desperate cry, trapped for eternity. The curse of the Titanic doesn't stay at the bottom of the ocean. It latches onto the crew, following them, tormenting them. They begin having shared nightmares of drowning in icy water. They wake up to find wet handprints on their cabin mirrors. They feel a constant, oppressive pressure, not from the sea, but from something inside their own minds. A persistent thought that tells them to stay. Stay with the ship. The Titanic is lonely. It lost over 1,500 of its passengers and crew that night. And now, it seems, it's looking for replacements. It doesn't want to be alone in the dark anymore. It wants new passengers. And it will whisper, and it will call, and it will lure you down until you join its ghost crew, forever sailing at the bottom of the world. Thanks for watching. If you're fascinated by the mysteries of the deep, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories from the abyss. Stay safe, and whatever you do, don't listen to the whispers.